Alright, first things first. That's the one you got to work on. Priority number 1. Practice at least half the time with the eighth note subdivision going on the metronome to help ensure that the upbeats are happening exactly where they need to be. Follow along with Guitar Pro as well if need be. Should be. If I forget to send the link to the video recap that initially demonstrated this, let me know. I'll resend it if need be. But let's get on to all upstroke thing. And not a bad idea. At least half the time, practice with the eighth note subdivision going on for this one as well. And then work on it without. So when you're working on this and it goes faster and faster, if you find that you are drifting, like your upstrokes are going further and further away, well, I guess the way the camera is looking, it's kind of this way, yeah. If it drifts further and further away to the point you are strumming up while the metronome clicks, then you definitely know what's wrong. So pay very, very close attention to how the metronome sounds, and keep the foot tapping going. I will be quietly saying or mouthing the 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to make sure I don't get lost in which beat I'm at. I'll emphasize the ands because that's what I'm playing on. And also for these upstroke things, I'm really nodding my head a lot too. So I'm nodding my head along with the foot tapping to really, really feel out this rhythm as best as possible. So if you need to, good time saver for any of these rhythm things that you do. First few days, don't do the repeat. Always start at 60 beats a minute, of course. And then treat it as a speed drill. Go up by no more than 5 beats per minute every time you get it right. Once you get up to the 120 comfortably, then you go start adding in the repeats, and then you can do go up by 20s or 10s and and then when it gets even faster, go by 5s again. So use your judgment on when, after you add in the repeats, use your judgment on when you need to increase the metronome at a slower pace. If it starts to feel difficult, things start to sound kind of weird, well, you definitely do not want to increase at a fast rate. I swear I had something else there. Crap. Right! The maintenance speeds. Yeah, so when you go up by 20s, that's going to take care of all the maintenance speeds. So, yeah, the 60, 80, 100, 120, remember, those are the bare minimum 4 speeds to do each week, or not each week, each day. So this way, when it comes demo time for the Skype lesson, you'll be much more prepared to just knock them out, the 60 and 120. And you're always welcome to record yourself doing this stuff, so maybe Saturday or earlier during Sunday, if you're feeling really on top of your game and you just want to record yourself demoing everything and then send that off, that's fine. I know some people feel I need to just get over the pressure of doing it on the lesson time. Then that's a valid point, but I'm fine with making it easier on yourself. If you find it easier, record the video, send it over. I'm happy either way. 60 beats a minute. If I can get this thing to start. Goodness, there we go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. And done. The resolve chord is on the down beat. Here it is at 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, and and done. And 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 oh goodness. Alright, and number 2, filling in chord names along with the Roman numerals. So the hotkey to fill in a chord name, you hit A, and the chord name will automatically, or should automatically be filled in. And then T for text, so you can enter in the Roman numeral. So make sure that you capitalize the Roman numeral when the chord is major, and do a lowercase Roman numeral for minor and diminished chords. So the chord shapes will look the same starting on the A string as they do starting on the E string, but because of the guitar's tuning from the G to the B string, the shapes will look different on the last 2 lines there. But so you got the C chord starting on every single one of these, so that's always a good template right there. So like that 3rd line, you have your 10, 9, 8, the C chord. That's the major shape right there. That's your 1, 3, 5. So from there, you're able to figure out everything else. You just go up to the next note in key, then change the shape and to what it needs to be. So what the heck am I talking about? Well, if you look at the first one, the C chord there, your 1, 3, 5. Well, to make it minor, remember, you flat the 3rd. So you have 1 flat 3, 5. Make it diminished, you flat that. 1 flat 3 flat 5. So same thing up here. You got your 1, 3, 5. That's the same major chord shape everywhere. No matter where, well, starting on these strings anyway, no matter where you play this, it is a major chord. So 1, 3, 5, to make it minor, you flat the 3rd. In order to make it diminished, you flat the 5th, which is now boring, but there you go. Whoops. That's it. Major, wait a minute, major, minor, diminished. And then same thing here. Starting with that C chord, so major chord shape, no matter where you move it up on these 3 strings. So 1, 3, 5. There's your 3 to flat it. 1 flat 3, 5, minor. Then you flat the 5. I'll be holding it like this though. 1 flat 3 flat 5, the diminished chord shape there. So yeah, if you know the major shape and then you remember what the intervals are for a major chord, along with the major or the intervals for the minor and diminished, you got everything you need in order to figure it out. But if there are any questions, let me know. And yeah, whenever you get that filled out, just send it on over, and I can check it out and let you know if it's all good or if there's anything that needs take a second look at. All right, see you next time.